So
Once
no
they
problem.
show you how to do it, it is so simple.
Okay.
I tell you what, we'll do it in just a moment. We'll actually get Julia to do it herself.
Mhm.
Julia, obviously, she's been using this. And Julia,
I'm expert by now,
yeah.
but
Right.
you will be too.
Normally with Julia, you know, I'm always, I actually texted her the other day and I said, Julia, how are your roots? Because we got a presentation. And she sent me this picture. I said, you haven't got any roots. She said, no, I have. She said, I've got all the product in it. I'm out and about. You know, and I can't even tell from the
I
phone.
was on my way to a party.
Yeah,
I was fully covered.
yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness. So, you know,
Trust me, you have more than her as a model. There's a few people in here that were like, I'll be a model today if they want.
Perfect. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah, well, we'll
Marcia, do you want to?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Excellent. Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely cool.
Yeah.
So I will go through all of that in just a second, and I think it's fantastic. And we actually want to encourage every single one of you to actually come up, feel the product, and I'll talk about the demo. So like I said, so you sell it to your customers when they sit down in the seat, you demonstrate it, it's easy, and honestly, that gives you an incredible amount of sell-through. But it's important when you go into the salon that everyone understands that's what they're doing with it. This product can be so super impressive that people are like, oh my God, I know that I could walk into a salon and show someone it and they're going to be like, oh my goodness, that is the coolest thing, we have to carry that. But then again, I've been in some salons where a rep has been in to sell it actually in Connecticut, and it's this huge, it's this buzzing salon, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like crazy. And they had it there on the counter and he's like, yeah, we're not really selling any. And I said, well, I'll come in, let me come in. So I went in, I did a little training with a few of them. They're like, oh my God, that's so cool. We didn't realize it did that. Oh my God, this is the best thing. Now they're selling like a ton of it. And I have experienced that a few times. It is really important. What I will tell you about the application and the way you use it, it's important this is passed through to obviously the salon owner, the decision maker. You can get a deal, you can sell it in, but it's important that the team understand how cool this product is, how easy it is to use. And like I was saying, the fact that these people like Tracy Cunningham, Jen Atkin, Ken Pagus, all these people are using it because they think it's awesome. So not only is it used on grey roots, it can also be used in hairlines, okay? To thicken up hairlines, for updos, for weddings. Another great selling point. Oh, do you do a lot of weddings in your salon? Yes, absolutely. They know what it's like. As soon as you pull up a lady's hair, there's these thinner areas, okay? And this is what all these people, all these, like, I was out doing work with the Emmys recently in Hollywood. That's what they're all using. They love to have things to thicken up their hairlines. It's a really cool thing people are doing now, you know, and actually making their roots darker, you know. And so it's not just grey roots, it's anyone who dyes their hair. Someone might dye their hair and have a really light base coming through. So it's just allowing salons, the reason I'm kind of going into this, it's allowing salons to know the depth of the product. It's not just the root cover-up that was like the mascara. It's not just going to replace that mascara that's on the bottom of the shelf or that spray. This is actually something new and innovative. It took 3.5 years to develop to get it absolutely right. And yes, there's other products now coming out and there's things that look the same as ours and powders and sprays and all of this and that. But when we first, and Matt kind of talked about it, when Gail Federici first started working on this, she knew she was onto something. Because the market, she always says, she's like, the market is this big, and all that's ever sold is like this much of a market. It's like on the bottom shelf, you know, it's cheap, or you send your customer to CVS to get something. This market is huge. And in the salons that I've trained, the salons I've been in, our salon that I work in, Adam Broderick, for example, sell it to every single colour client. It's actually almost built into part of the consultation. So, like I said, hairlines, to thicken up hairlines, weddings, you've got platinum, you can put a highlight into dark roots. I mean, that's super cool. You've never been able to do that before without using a peroxide or an ammonia. So if you're doing weddings, you can do all the highlights and things like that. So it's definitely just encouraging those hairdressers, you know. Now, when you do go in, and again, sorry if I'm just repeating myself from the focal, the importance of the demo is key, okay? This is not a product that you can, and I know you guys have great relationships with your salons. You can walk in and say, yeah, we've got the Colour Wow root cover up. Do you want to take one? It's the best thing now. Don't look all these people. And they'll be like, yeah, we'll take one. That's cool. Yeah, we want something like that. And in some cases, they will sell a ton of it. In some cases, they'll pick it up, they'll go like this. Oh no, I hate that root cover up, it doesn't work. You know, they won't understand how good it is, and this is what I'm really getting at. So if you're going in and you have an opportunity, I always joke, when I go into a salon, I go on root watch. Like literally, I'm hunting roots. Because I know if I walk in and I see roots, I know it's a done deal. I know, because if I can actually show a fellow hairdresser that I can cover up roots and it looks so natural, they'll be like, oh my God, that's super cool. Actually, we would like to sell something like this. And now the market is growing, and we've seen all these other companies, everyone's got a root cover up now. So when you do walk into salons, say, yeah, we're looking for something. Well, how about I offer you the market leader, 60 plus countries in 3 years, 34 beauty awards, all these accolades from all these salons, all these top salons, all these top hairdressers around the world carrying it. That's the kind of, you know, power we've got behind it now. They want the market leader, the one that was the initial one that was out there.
John,
Yes.
so what you're saying
Yes.
is, it doesn't matter if the salon's carrying another brand,
Right.
which a lot of them are.
Yes.
You can walk in and either knock that out
Yeah.
or
Sit
beside it.
alongside. Yes.
In other words, without putting that product down,
Mhm.
you do it in a way that
Exactly. I will do it in a certain way. I'll just explain. Like if they're carrying a spray, I'll ask them first of all, like, do you sell a lot of it? Do your customers come back and say, yes, we're loving this. This is great. Or are they're kind of, because sometimes you'll walk in and say, oh, how are you selling it? And you know what? They'll be like, oh yeah, I sell loads of it. Mac and I, we had an experience of this, and we talked to her for about 10 minutes, and she picked it all up and took it off the shelf. And was like, actually, you know, and this
Sold
is,
so much.
yeah, exactly. You know, she's like, oh, actually, what you're saying really makes sense. It's cool. So absolutely, and you know, we're all kind of salesmen. I'm a hairdresser, but you know, I find myself in this kind of sales avenue. We do it in a nice way, and you got to say, yes, if they're really, really happy with something, fine. But some of them have, if they carry Oribe, for example, they have to sometimes carry every SKU, okay? So they will carry the Oribe.
Style Edit came on the market pretty
Mhm.
hard.
Yeah.
That's somebody we can just knock right out.
I personally will, if I
Yeah.
walk into a salon,
I mean,
absolutely.
that seems pretty popular.
Yeah.
One of the things about Style Edit, there's a couple of things. Style Edit was ahead of us for about a year when they came out with the aerosol, right? Now, aerosol is a real different animal, a totally different animal. If you go into a salon that's carrying Style Edit, very seldom you ever have a hairdresser that's recommending it. First of all, it's butane propelled, right? So if you have your hair just styled and you're looking good, and you pull this aerosol out, aerosol comes out wet. When you apply wet onto dry hair, it will not match the color. Number one. Number two, there's no way that you can get the accents here or around the crown. You can't with an aerosol. What are you going to do? Sit?
Point of difference right there.
Yeah, these are
The
big,
point of
big
difference.
point. Yeah, what?
Really huge point of difference there, right? So it's not so much knocking their product. People buy their product usually to cover spots, right? So,
Sure.
but there's a way to go about this without knocking their product. They don't do what we do. You know, they can't get to these spots. You know, they can't get to certain areas that we do.
Yeah, I'm not going like to these people. Like I've worked with Kim Davis and Jen Atkin. I went and watched her in LA recently doing a whole hair presentation to all these people that paid hundreds of dollars to watch her show. She's not picking up Style Edit and saying, look, this is what I use. You know, she's using Root Cover Up because it's the best. But Matt really did point out some very interesting
Yeah, that
points
makes
there.
sense.
This is the area that goes grey first.
Yeah.
Here and here. So if you get a spray, you can't physically do it. I went into a salon once, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, I tell my clients to hold a piece of paper. You know, and you can't blame them, okay? Because like Max said, there's been nothing else.
Well,
That might be
there
all.
you go, right.
That might be all they ever knew was Style Edit. Oh yeah, we sell Style Edit. It's fine. Can I just show you actually something now that looks won all these? Style Edit's never won an award. I mean, it's fine. We do it in a nice way, you know. Obviously, that you know when you say, but these are the serious points. And again, like I was explaining, it's not just something you recommend to your customer before. I personally use it like a finishing tool. Okay, if I've finished someone's hair, like Julia's hair, she's got any roots whatsoever, grey, dark, light, whatever, it's the first thing I reach for, to do a bit of thickening up. There's no way you can pick up a spray and do that on clean hair. The client would be like, get away from me. because her hair is clean and styled and finished. Okay, so it's a really valid point. I'm pleased you brought that up actually, because it is what you're going to come up against. And there is the aura-based spray, there is the style edit spray, but this is why I will urge you to demonstrate, to show them. Find someone with roots. If you don't feel confident, we're going to get you all to have a go just now, but if you don't feel confident yourselves in doing it, just ask a hairdresser. You'll get your kit with every shade. And just
Everybody
say,
has their kits, right?
yeah, fab. So you'll get a kit with every single shade. So just go in and just say to a hairdresser, just look, Mrs. Jones, she's sitting there, she's got some roots. What I do, I just say, look, she's got some roots. Can we just quickly try it on? You can shampoo over it. Do you mind? Because I know that it will make the difference. So if you can do that, and you can even just tell the hairdresser the few simple points. Now, this is easy, and I will get Julia to do it herself. I'm just going to explain a few of the points to you, okay? It's applied with the small end of the brush, okay?
What color is that?
This is the medium brown, sir. And we've got 7 shades. So you've got 2 for blondes, the platinum and the blonde. And then we've got the light brown, the medium brown, dark brown, black, and the red shade as well. Okay? So this is the medium brown. More powder than you think. So some people are used to using makeup, so they go in and they just get a little bit and they'll just be very dainty. You know, you really get stuck in with this. That is really the main point. Small end of the brush, loads of powder. If it crumbles up in the palette, it's totally fine. It's normal. It lasts for 60 plus uses in the palette, so it lasts for a long, long time. Now, this is the other big thing. Hair flat to the head. Okay? Hair held down flat, and it's a dabbing. So I'm just going to tip Julia's head down and look, dab. You just press it. Press it into the root area. Okay, I'll just show you how quickly you can just cover like one whole piece here, and you'll see it's when you release it and the light hits it. Look, can you see?
Yeah.
Nice, strong.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, good, excellent. That's what I like to hear. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, and the reflection, you know, it looks real. It feels real in the hair. Let's just go right ahead then, Jules.
So when you hold it flat to the head,
Now,
is it-
after you do that, you take the big brush and brush
hit
it.
the scalp.
Right, okay, so there is a big end of the brush. Now, it's important once you've done it, you let it settle, okay? Yeah, it just needs just a minute or 2 just to settle, all right? It settles into the hair. It's like if a woman puts on a face powder. Initially, it might look a little bit powdery. 2 minutes later, your face is flawless because it just slightly absorbs in. This works in exactly the same way. If you were using one of the darker shades, you did get a little bit of excess powder. Once you've let it settle, you just take the bigger end and you can just dust any little bits off. Or you can just hit it with a dryer. Personally, I just like to leave it because I think it's just fine. Any little bits of powder. Now, you'll get some people that are like, you'll say, look, it stays on because it is waterproof when it goes on the hair. And they'll go like this. You know, as soon as you put it on, they'll be like, oh, I've got a bit. You know, that will happen. You've just got to tell them. It's like, again, it's like eye makeup. You need a minute to settle into the hair. Once it's settled, it's fine. Julia will tell you she's used this for what, almost 3 years now?
Almost 3 years.
It doesn't come off on your pillows.
No, I swim, sweat. I have no problems. It's never, ever, ever run on me. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And she sings rock and roll, so she's doing that. Sorry?
Bring speed.
All right, everybody. Okay, so let's let Julia do it because I think that's important.
Yeah.
It's important for you guys to see that. Julia, I can hold it for you if you
Well,
want.
I actually like to use a little mirror. There's a little mirror on the inside. And you just take that small end, load it up, and go wherever you need to go. I'll go right here in front. Just push it right in. I mean, it just covers it up with one stroke. Load up that small end of the brush. Right on target. Hello.
Look, and since she did get a little bit of dust, you can just blow it off, or you hit it with a dryer,
Right.
or she could have
And
just
you can
dusted
see
it.
I touched up that middle right in between the
Now
grass.
do down the middle here.
Do down the middle.
Yeah.
Load up that small end.
Where-
I just hold that mirror up.
You have to
Is
hold
this
it
gray
flat
or is that
too.
covered?
You gotta hold it flat too though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
here.
gotta 3 hands.
Well, the thing is, often
Right.
you'll be doing in your vanity unit. at
When
home.
I do it
Right, yeah.
myself
I
or
got
in
you.
my
Yeah.
car, I mean, I can just,
You can do it
I
with
do
your
it
regular
anywhere.
mirror. when you're not holding it. I got
I
that.
don't. I just make sure that I push it in there really good, just load up that brush and push it right in. I mean, it just went right in.
So you don't ever have to use the bigger end because you're pretty good with it, and it doesn't. You don't get a lot of residual.
I mean, it's such preference, and
Yep.
no, I don't really. You know, I just kind of go right on target. But sometimes around the face, you'll find that less is more, and maybe even sometimes when you load up that brush, you start a little bit back away from the line and go towards it, and then you can blend in. Because this area is just so delicate, and this is where you reapply most because you're washing your face every single day. So the soap is going to take it out around your face. So, you know, you just want to be a little bit more gentle around the face, and maybe I would usually blend here, but anywhere else, I just dab and go. It's that simple.